Hey guys, welcome back to the video. And as usual, before I get started, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe if you're new to this content. And to my current subscribers, I appreciate you guys more than you know, and I truly do mean that. So hey, let's just get right into it. So at the time of making this video, the safe run price is 30204, Bitcoin is at 26,000, and BNB is now down to $262. So that's not what I want to talk about today. I just want to get into the entire consensus of how is everybody feeling in reference to what's happening in the crypto community in general. So I did some research before doing this video, and a lot of the institutional investors are considering crypto to be very, very radioactive. They do not want to touch it because at this given time, if the United States is involved in regulating crypto from a centralized standpoint, they feel as if their return on investments is not going to grow as rapidly as possible. So even if they were to get into any type of centralized exchange, it would most likely be away from the United States on in general. No matter what, whatever is happening here in the United States will definitely have damaging effect on crypto globally, because a lot of the investors are here and a lot of people watch the news here in the United States as well. Now, the news that the institutional investors are saying about Coinbase is that, Coinbase is a public company. It operates, and it's regulated by the U.S. government. The thing is that a lot of the board of directors, or what the institutional investors are saying, the board of directors for Coinbase should go ahead and terminate Brian Armstrong from Coinbase. And the reason why they're saying that is because, Brian Armstrong and the SEC chairman, Gary, they're going back and forth, and there's no agreement. And as a result, they feel as if by bringing in a new CEO at Coinbase, that new CEO can just go ahead and say, hey, we do understand that you do not want these securities on. What do you want? Let's work out a deal. They feel as if by having a new CEO, it will set the pace and refresh and start a new dialogue so they can go ahead and get a resolution. And there shouldn't be this whole drawn-out process as it pertains to the legalities that's happening in the court case with lawsuits and all that stuff. Maybe that should be the same thing that happened to Binance as well. CC should step down, bring in another CEO as well. He will still be a chairman, but he can step aside, bring in another CEO, maybe somebody here from the United States, so they can go ahead and have a decent conversation with Gary and try to come to some sort of agreement. Another thing is that what needs to most likely happen is that what's happening with Ripple, companies, whenever you're in a situation, this is when you do pivot. So these pivot moves would allow companies to have a dialogue, build a rapport with the United States. These drawn-out type of cases, they can be resolved. It's just that nobody wants to lose these different cases. And as you plow on with these cases, it costs money. And the U.S. can just print money. And these companies that are actually fighting, they're burning through cash because lawyers are very, very expensive. And that legal firm is actually making multi-million-dollar cash flows into their business just to fight these cases. No guarantees that they're going to win. So the consensus, do I agree with what they're saying? Yeah, I would just go ahead and refresh all the CEOs, start again, because the Ripple case, okay, that is unique. That's that situation that Gary actually started with Ripple. It seems as if they can come to some sort of compromise, and we can go ahead and clean that whole process up. The same case with Binance, the same case with Coinbase. But that is the information I'll bring to you guys, because a lot of the cases that go to court, they can go ahead and settle. Now, if they're trying to tell the company to shut down, now that's a totally different situation. But I really do think that from what the institutional investors are saying, that crypto is radioactive, and these CEOs need to step aside and bring in a new face with a newer perspective, I think that might really be a good way to go ahead and do it, because the retailers are the ones that are actually losing a lot of money, and it is affecting the crypto community in general. The bull run would actually be slowed down because Gary Gensler is not going to stop until he gets a victory. And he's using the U.S. Taxpayers' money to run this entire legal process. So unless you have a lot of money to spend, somebody's going to run out of money. And I can tell you, it's not going to be the United States. So that's my take to you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And until I see you guys again, you guys have a good one, and peace.